Good evening, everyone. The time here is 8 o'clock in the evening, October 25, 2024. Here's the answer of my conference buyer that they were being screwed in Nairobi and also in Kampala. The gold in Nairobi is a transit coming from Congo, smuggled, and also in Kampala is transit. So most of the gold coming from Congo is smuggled because Congo is United Nations embargo. So while I was interviewing this buyer's agent, that in the beginning when I chat with him on Skype, that he is the buyer. So I told him, where are you right now? He's originally from India, and his buyer is from Dubai. He owned the refinery. The buyer owned the refinery, not this agent that I interviewed few hours ago. So while I'm interviewing him, how long you've been searching for gold and how did you found my number? And he said that he visited my platform on YouTube and also on Facebook, because I put everything on my digital platform in order for the buyer and the buyer's agent to understand. Now, when I interviewed him, I told him that you found my YouTube channel. What did you learn out of that? He said he didn't listen the video properly. He just scrolled down on the full corporate offer. That was my discussion with him. And I told him that you go back to your buyer. We don't bring gold to Dubai. We don't deal by bank instrument. And we don't deal escrow. This is F.O.B. F.O.B means this is bank-to-bank payment. Now, this is the answer to all buyer's agent and also potential buyer. My platform on YouTube is direct information, and you will see the full corporate offer directly. You don't need to ask the full corporate offer. I expand it thoroughly in order for the buyer understand that you are buying precious mineral. You are buying money. Gold is a solid money versus your paper money. Now, during my interview with him, because I interviewed him thoroughly, and I told him, you as the buyer's agent, you should do the research, and you did do the research, and you found my YouTube channel, but you didn't pay attention. So he said that the buyer will pay when the gold arrive in Dubai. I told him that the gold will not come to anybody. This is precious mineral. You need the export documentation. Now, I'm going to repeat again. To all joker broker, why I call you joker? Because you don't pay attention. No matter how provide you vital information. This is my platform. I expand it so that the buyer would not deceive again. Now, this broker, he said he went to Nairobi. He was being screwed, of course, because you don't pay the proper way. When you bring the gold to Nairobi from Congo, you have to do the conduit. The owner of the gold will find the exporter that have license to export, and you have to pay the gold. Now, during my interview with him, he said that his buyer would not pay in advance. No, there is no advance. You have to pay for it whether you like it or not. Now, how are you able to secure gold properly? You have a bad experience already in the past. right? And you tarnish as well your your buyer. You tarnish as well Africa because you think that you can get gold for free. Now, Mr. Buyer, to all buyers, you don't need to roam around. You do the research. We are now on digital information. You are lucky that you found this video. Wilhelmina is in front of you explaining how you are able to secure. Now, number one, you found this video. You listen to this video from the beginning to the end. Then scroll down and subscribe and click below. Give the thumb if you are satisfied. Read the full corporate offer. Everything is on this video. After you read, now you have to send me your credential, a copy of your business registration, a copy of your importation license, passport copy, and proof of fund that you have available fund in your bank account. And if you provide that, I would believe that you are a buyer. But if you cannot provide that, I don't believe you are a buyer. I do believe that you are a joker. Why I call you joker? Because I already explained it. You read the full corporate offer, and then you're going to say, which seller that you are going to take as Wilhelmina. And I told him, where are you coming from? From India. And the buyer is from Dubai, okay? The buyer can fly to Conakry because Conakry and Dubai, there is a direct flight to Emirates. And the Sky Cargo Shipping, they have an office in Conakry. Now, while I'm interviewing him, he said that his buyer would not pay upfront. There is no upfront. You have to pay for it whether you like it or not. Before the gold leave the country of origin, you have to pay the gold. You are buying money. So money cannot be given to you unless you show us your credential. Gold is money versus your paper money. That is the reason why you're searching for gold, because gold is a world asset. Gold is tax haven. Most of the buyer in Dubai, they are jeweler manufacturer. They buy gold from Africa and they refine it from different uses. That is not my business. My business is, we have the gold. Now, you're going to ask, well, Amina, what is your position? I already mentioned that from video to video. That I am the extension of the seller. And I am your business facilitator. And my services is not for free. I've given you free information, but you are not paying attention. You don't know how to read. This is what I have said to this agent from India. He's a young guy. And I told him, this is not for you. If you keep on encountering disaster after disaster, because your eyes is bigger than a dollar. This is very tricky business. This is very lucrative business. Now, our selling price, whatever the world market of the day, less 8%. If you buy gold to refinery in Dubai, there is no discount. You are buying direct from us, the gold produced by the miner. The seller owns the mines, and the seller have a license to export to you. Wilhelmina is the gatekeeper. That's why you come for conference, because I'm the only person who show everything. Now, you need Wilhelmina services, isn't it? That's why you come. That's why you came for interview. But during the interview, you didn't meet the criteria. Why? We don't bring the gold to you. We don't give the gold for nothing. You're buying $1 million worth. So you need to convince me first, because I am the gatekeeper. I will close the gate if you don't meet the criteria. The criteria is in front of you. It's very simple. You just read it. If you went to school, read it, digest it. Then that is the time you come for conference. Then you have to educate your buyer that there is no way that gold will come to your buyer. There is no way the gold will come to your country. You need to have an export documentation, assay report, certificate of clearance, ownership, custom clearance. It's in here. You just click below. You read it. The seller would not explain to you like this. I am broadcasting in order to tell the world that you found the right seller. The seller would not come to see you. You have to come to see the gold in the office. If you are the buyer in Dubai, you come to the office in Conakry. This broker, he went to Nairobi, disaster. So that he said that he would not pay gold in advance. There is no advance. There's none. The gold will not be given to you unless you pay for it. That is why you need Wilhelmina's services, because I'm going to guide you from the beginning to the end. But my services is not for free. When I travel with you, it's different. I've given you free information worth $1 million already. But when I travel, yes, I do charge my travel cost. Instead of 8%, I will renegotiate the price for you in order for you to get handsome profit. Now, this joker broker, he asked me, is gold profitable? And I told him, you went to Kampala, meaning to say, gold is profitable, but you don't have the money. You want to ask the owner of the gold to bring it to Dubai. What happened? You pay taxes. He said he did pay taxes on behalf of his buyer. The gold was not given to him. Why? That is normal. You have to pay the gold plus valued added tax. That is normal. How are you able to pay taxes if you have not paid the gold? That is weird. You pay the gold plus government sales tax. That is normal. So what happened? Disaster. That is the reason why I explain here on live video, so that when you search on YouTube and you found this video, every video there is a date because of the price of the gold. Now, Mr. Buyer, the gold price is not fixed. Today is Friday, the end of market, the end of the world market. So it's closed. So wait on Monday, the price goes up again. At the moment, the price is down. So the price is fluctuate. From 87, 88 to 90. So don't wait for the gold to turn to 90 on 2025. Now, Mr. Buyer, you are a fool if you're asking to bring the gold to you. We don't do that. You have to come. You need to travel in order for you to establish business relationship if you want a long term. You are a fool to think that Africans can bring it to you because African is hungry to sell. Yes, African hungry to sell, and you are hungry to buy, and Wilhelmina is also hungry to service you. You got my point now, Mr. Joker Broker and Mr. Buyer? You're hungry of this precious mineral. You are. Because your business would not function if there is no supply. There is a saying, supply and demand determine the price. Now, whatever the price of the day, we give you 8%. This Joker Broker went to Nairobi. He was been given the price of 3%. He agreed, but the gold didn't arrive. Talk to Wilhelmina. 8% the gold arrived in your destination because I'm going to assist you. I'm going to be with you from the beginning to the end. But my services is not for free. I'm going to travel with you. I'm going to travel from Australia to Dubai to meet you, and then we fly together to Conakry if you are serious. If you cannot convince Wilhelmina, how could I negotiate the price for you? Because the seller would not sell 8%. The seller might give you 4 to 5%. Now, I've given you 8%. But if you convince Wilhelmina, I might consider to give you more than 8%. But don't bank on it. So you are paying my services. In return, I've given you a substantial discount in order for you to get the profit. Now you're going to ask, Wilhelmina, is gold profitable? Yes, it is, if you have the capital. But if you are dreaming, you wouldn't get the profit. This is not for dreamer. You have the money, show us the proof of fund. We have the gold, you come to the office, you assay the gold, you taste the gold, and if you're satisfied, then you transfer your payment bank to bank. That is normal. You have to pay the gold in order to prepare the export documentation to ship it to Dubai. Except you have to pay the shipping cost and insurance. This is F.O.B, tax included. I did explain to my head office, let us give the buyer tax included. So you are given a leeway. But if I'm not around, because you're afraid to pay my extra service, you go there. But if there is a problem, don't come back to Wilhelmina. Don't. Because I'm too far. There's so many buyers stranded in Ghana, stranded in Kampala, stranded in Mali, stranded in Sierra Leone, stranded in Conakry, Guinea. They are on the ground. I said, no, I cannot help you. Because our policy, once you are on the ground, you were being invited by the fake seller. And everybody knows. But if I'll bring you to the office, everything is spot on. When you see your order will be reserved. You bring your gold analyzer, you taste that, and if you're happy, then you pay. Now, don't be scared. When you taste the gold in the office on your gold analyzer, the gold will be assay again. The gold will be at the central bank. Everything must go to the central bank. The central bank will know that you are buying gold to a particular seller. So the central bank will give you the certificate of clearance that the gold that you purchase is free of illegal activities. Now you showed me your credential. I will advise the head office, okay, I interview this buyer, I validate the credential of the buyer, then you will receive your order. 50 kilos, 100 kilos, 20 kilos. Then you will receive mining license of the seller, export license of the seller, the contract, the confirmation, the company profile of the seller. So we are exchanging vital information. I would not release the information of the seller because you are going to float around. Most of my sellers, information has been floated around before. So I told my head office, do not release. And we will not release, and I would not release. I will only release the information of the seller when I receive the buyer credential and when the buyer proved that he has $1 million and he is ready, then we will confirm the buyer's order. So you are just applying to purchase, just like when you apply for a job. Okay? When I was in Dubai, there's a lot of Indians. They think that the gold will come to them. Indians are very smart. Indians are gold lover. Believe me. But they are very smart. They think that they can manipulate. Where the gold coming from? Africa. 99.99 gold in Dubai is coming from Africa. Why Russian are everywhere? Why Italian group of companies are everywhere? Why American mining are everywhere? Why Chinese are everywhere? Why Australian mining companies are everywhere? And you are also running around everywhere. But because you have limited cash, what happened? Disaster. Now you are dealing with Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina is the gatekeeper. Wilhelmina is the mandate marketing consultant of the seller. I was the one who promote Africa. That is why you found this video. That is why you found me. And this video is very thorough. If you are smart enough, if you went to school, I'm sure you know how to read and write. You click below, you listen to this video, read the full corporate offer, whether you meet the criteria or not. If you don't meet the criteria, at least you found Wilhelmina. And I told this broker that, oh, we've been dealing a lot of sellers. I said, go for it. Go back to the seller that you have been dealing, because our policy is completely different. We are real, but if you cut corner, I can guarantee you are going to encounter disaster. Disaster means you are going to be screwed. Yes, 1,000,000%. That is why you spend money to make money. In return, you will make more money handsomely, because Wilhelmina would be with you from the beginning to the end. And if you are a buyer from Dubai, Conakry is the best because direct flight. But if you want gold in Mali, yes, we have tons of gold. I handle Conakry, Mali, and Sierra Leone. I will determine which seller I'm going to put you. You will see the credential of the seller when I receive your credential. I will release the credential because I need to interview you. Open your camera when you come for conference on Skype and on WhatsApp or Messenger. I want you to open your camera. We are now on digital. I purchase product via Facebook. And you are going to buy gold via Wilhelmina on my platform on YouTube and on Facebook. Do not ask that, Wilhelmina, I want to buy gold, no upfront. There is no upfront. Whether you like it or not, you have to travel. Whether you like it or not, you have to pay for it. You don't need to pay unless you see the gold. When you see the gold, yes, you're going to say, okay, I'm satisfied. I'm going to make a down payment. Yeah? Then the balance you pay when the gold leave the country. So you're going to stay in Conakry or in Mali or Sierra Leone 7 days or 8 days because they are very slow. So if you are really serious, I am going to be with you and I'm going to arrive the day before you arrive. Or if you are in Dubai, I will meet you in Dubai. From Brisbane, I will fly to Dubai and meet you. Then we travel together. So your order is ready in the office. You will meet the owner of the gold, the CEO. Before you travel, you will receive the company profile of the seller. I will not release the company profile unless I have seen your credential, unless I'm going to interview you live video call. And if I'm not satisfied, your credential is useless. I need to be satisfied because I need to make sure that you are not playing games. You are window shopping, you are running around, and then you bump to Wilhelmina, it's still the same. You have to pay the gold. Gold is money. Gold has the value. Your paper money devalued at the moment. When the gold is high, meaning to say huge inflation. So the paper money devalued. Why Russian is in Burkina Faso? Why Russian company is in Mali? Why? They're getting gold. You as the gold trader, you're also getting gold, but you don't have the money. You're scared to put money. Well, this is not for you. I'll come to your office in Dubai. Do you think you're going to give me the jewelry when I buy? This gold is coming from Gold Souk. I purchased several necklaces, one for me and one for my husband. See? I make jokes to the owner of a Gold Souk store. He's an Indian. And I told him, do you think that I can buy this one? You send it to Brisbane. When the gold arrive in Brisbane, I will pay. The manager was laughing. Okay? The security guard is on the door. When you buy gold, security guard as well is in the office. Yes, because there's so many fly-by-night buyer. There's so many hold-upper. There's so many criminals in this business. That is the reason why you have been dealing with criminal gold coming from Congo. What happened? You didn't get the gold. You are dealing with the right seller. Export documentation will be given to you and will be hand over to Sky Cargo if you're dealing Sky Cargo, because Sky Cargo would not receive gold unless fully documented. Even if you go to Mali, the shipping agent would not receive the gold to ship it to your destination unless the owner of the gold will provide all necessary export documentation. If export documentation is not complete, then you are considered as a smuggler. Then you are considered you are a criminal. Because gold is very tricky business. I am telling you right now. Where you gonna find a broker can explain to you like this? Where you gonna find the seller in Africa can explain to you like this? The seller have no time to explain to you, but I do have time because you are using my services. My services is not for free. I am charging you, Mr. Buyer, $20,000 non-refundable. That is why I have to scrutinize you so that you will not lose money. Next year, I'm going to increase my services of $25,000. 2 years ago, I charged $10,000, $15,000. Today, 2024, $20,000. 2025, $25,000. Why? You become multimillionaire, you're using my services, and I make an effort to travel with you, and then when you make this precious mineral into different uses, you will get a handsome profit. Yes. You're gonna ask me, well, Amina, do you think I'll get the profit? Of course. When you're gonna use Walamina, you might get a profit of 11,000 per kilo because I'm going to renegotiate the price. But if I'm not around, 8%. But if there is a problem, do not call Walamina. Walamina, why your seller didn't show up? Well, I told you that before, that I cannot solve if I'm not around. But if I'm around with you, if there is an issue, I could find a backup. Does that make sense now? So I hope you understand. Now, I did explain through the video again and again. If you are smart, if you went to school, you read it properly. Don't be excited. Don't be lazy. You need to listen to this video and click below, subscribe. Time to time, you will be notified every time I upload my video on my YouTube channel. I advertise. I tell the world that we are here to do business. That is why when you do the search through YouTube, you found this lady because I was the one who introduced this. Again, I'm telling you who am I. I used to be in real estate here in Brisbane. I was the one who introduced this because Africa is behind on modern technology. We are now on digital information. You don't need to use joker broker. Most of the joker broker come to Walamina because they want to make money. You can only make money if your buyer is real, because I don't deal joker broker. I prefer to deal direct to the buyer so that I could help the buyer so that the buyer can get the supply in a long term. Does that make sense now? So I think I give the answer to my question on that guy from India that I interviewed him. He didn't meet the criteria. I turned him down. I told him, you go back to your previous seller because we don't bring the gold on escrow. We don't bring the gold to Dubai on bank instrument. This is cash business. Do you understand what is cash business? You need to have money standby in your bank account before you pay. Don't ask me, well, Amina, we want to buy gold. No upfront. Therefore, you are a poor guy. You want to leverage this gold before you make money. Before you make money, you need to lay out a capital. Then you can make money handsomely. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening. I think I answered the question to this joker broker that I have interviewed 1 hour ago.